who have been affected by the hurricane of the past few days, Hurricane Helene, our thoughts and prayers go out to you. It affected us terribly here in St. Petersburg, Florida, as I'm sure many of you saw on the news. Devastating, leaving devastation in its path. It is an always all too present reminder that we have to be prepared. We have to be prepared for anything that can happen. We have to be prepared if power goes out, because if power goes out and we lose power due to anything, a flood, a hurricane, an electrical fire, a winter storm, whatever it may be, what will we do? The food in the refrigerator will spoil, the lights will turn out, the fan won't work, the heater won't work, we're gonna freeze in bed tonight. Maybe it's a medical device that you're dependent on. We have to have a backup plan. EcoFlow has carved its name in history as the pioneer in the United States, a next generation power station, not a gas generator that requires gasoline or propane, no fumes or noise or pull crank, not something that has to live outdoors, but something that can be indoors. I can plug in my television, my laptop, my fan, my heater, my washing machine, my refrigerator, you name it, you can plug it in and have that extraordinary backup power. Obviously, because of the hurricane and all that's been going on, we have had and seen unprecedented demand for EcoFlow here at HSN. And I'm proud that the team here at HSN have offered the lowest prices ever in order to support that cause. Tonight, we are bringing you that offer, which is the EcoFlow DELTA 1300. You can choose the EcoFlow by itself, so the EcoFlow by itself, which is $529, or for $100 more, you can choose to get the EcoFlow with the solar panel. I'm going to run over here for a second. The EcoFlow with the solar panel, which is going to give you limitless recharging. You know, if a gasoline generator runs out of gas, it stops. When this runs out, we can go outside and with the rays of the sun, repower it, power it up again. We're also going to include this. It's an adapter, an expander, so you can plug in even more things into your EcoFlow. It's $100 more, but you're saving nearly $700 off the pricing. So the value points very clearly to the bundle. I would always recommend the solar panel anyway, regardless. So we want to talk about it and show it and experience what this is. There's a lot of similar products. None of them, I don't believe, are anywhere near as good as EcoFlow. Our EcoFlow expert, and he really is an expert with a lot of great wisdom and guidance on this. You've seen him all around the country on various TV shows. My dear friend, Mr. Justin Hyatt, it is good to see you,
It
sir.
is good to see you.
How are you doing? Were you affected by the hurricane?
You know, I was very lucky, and I feel terrible to even say that because there's so many people that, you know, in my neighborhood, a street over, family, friends who've lost everything, 4 feet of water, some people still out of power. And it's amazing how just large of a storm, and we talk about it here in Florida, but you realize how many people are affected even outside of Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and so many more. And, you know, it goes back to what we always say, which is, you know, when we come out here, we're a reminder of the importance of preparedness.
Yes.
Storms like that are the constant reminder of what is most important. It is being prepared for these types of situations. And so it's certainly not lost when we come out here and have the opportunity to present something like this, because power is not just a commodity, it's a necessity. And this is exactly what that is.
EcoFlow is coming into its own. 6 years later, this technology is becoming more and more apparent to everybody that sees it. It's a change in the way we think about backup power though, right?
Without a doubt. You know, again, when we talk about it, even in these types of situations, we want something accessible, we want something easy, and we want something reliable. Yeah. We talk about EcoFlow being here for 6 years. Well, not a lot of companies last 6 years. No. But not only have we been around for 6 years, in that time, we've become the #1 power brand here at HSN. Not only the #1 power brand here at HSN, the #1 power station and solar generator brand in the United States. Now, we're not just here in the United States, we are now global in over 111 different countries with millions of individual new customers. And, you know, celebrating 6 years here, it's a testament to exactly that, being reliable and, of course, delivering on the power that we present.
If you know somebody in your circle of friends or family that is struggling right now without power and you would like to organize for this to be sent to them, we can do that. We can do this, we can send this anywhere in the continental United States, and we're doing it tonight with FlexPay and VIP financing. EcoFlow by itself is coming in at just $106, and we send it to you right now. If you do the bundle, which includes the solar panel and, of course, that extra expander, so you've got the adapter there to plug in more and more things, that on FlexPay is $126. The value is clearly in the bundle, which is why most orders come through on the bundle. If you do VIP financing on an HSN or QVC credit card, you can bring the payments down to as little as $34 a month. And if you'd like to apply for an HSN card, you can do by giving us a call. And actually, if you get approved, you can take $20 off your first single item purchase. So that's really important as well. So with that being said, we'll dive a little bit deeper in. People always ask, well, what can I use this with? How does it work? I mean, first of all, just while you're here, Justin, you agree the value that we have for $629, that's the lowest ever.
Well, you know, it's the lowest ever, and I love that it's kind of our go-to flagship model. It's our Delta 1300. I can't imagine us coming out here and picking a different one. This is that perfect sweet spot. It's our Delta 1300. It is that great middle kind of just marker where you're looking to say, okay, I want something that's gonna power nearly everything in my whole entire house. 30 pounds, 90% of the things in your home right now can be powered from this power station. We talk about power, like I said, not just being a commodity, but a necessity. What we're seeing in so many different places is that gas is not accessible. Gas stations are not accessible. Roads are closed. You need to be able to have something that's independent and reliable. So when we talk about this not just being one of the best values, the value is right here in the fact that you can save money on the solar panel because you're not having to rely on something that's not accessible. Gas. What is accessible is the sun. Unfortunately, with these types of hurricanes, the next day, the weather's beautiful. Now you can take your solar panel out and be able to recharge something that, again, will power 90% of your home appliances. That's your coffee maker, that's your microwave, that's your refrigerator, that's your fans. We are in the middle of the summer. You need to rely on something. This is reliability. This is the difference. We talk about what's the difference between being hot, what's the difference between being cold. It's not just us, it's also our food. How many of you know people like Adam was just talking about who have been affected by this type of hurricane? Millions of people out of power still right now. Thousands and thousands of people still out of power. And I can tell you, I know plenty of close friends who can't even leave the island right over here. And if they do, they can't really get any power to their home. They're sitting and they're waiting. Don't sit and wait. Have your own power factory. Have something that's easy and simple. Let me walk you through, when I talk about easy and simple, how truly easy and simple it is for you to have something like this in your home, right? You know, one of the things that I was seeing was during this hurricane, somebody was live streaming from their house. You know what she was doing? She had her generator, because it was flooded outside, inside of her home. That's a big no-no. You cannot run a gas generator inside your home. It has to be 20 feet away from your home. You know what you can run inside your home? Your EcoFlow. Let me show you this. One button to turn it on. There's no gas, there's no fumes. Not only is it easy and it's simple, it's safer. Now we are able to use our power station inside of our home. Some people might have not been able to obviously be able to use their first floor, but now you could have taken your power station upstairs to you. Now we can plug in the simple things. We talk about simple things, but again, necessity and commodity, I don't just view being cool a commodity. This is something that's the difference. This is the power that's also that lifeline. One touch of a button right here on the back is going to turn on my AC outlets, which I'll show you in a second. That's what's going to kick in my light and my fan. One of the greatest things about this is now you get every bit of information. So when you start running your fan and your light, you're not sitting there and you're not doing what? Guessing. It's going to tell you exactly how long it's going to run that light and fan for. That's not minutes that number is representing. That is hours. We're at 100%. That's our wattage. It's calculating it. It's telling me 23 hours that I will be able to run my light and my fan. On the front here, let's talk about something else that's extremely important. When this happens, which we cannot control, the one thing we can control is being prepared for this moment in time. We need communication, an open line of communication. Now charge your phones and your tablets for not just entertainment, but that open line of communication. So in that event of emergency, you can communicate with somebody. Okay, I'm gonna turn this around and I wanna show you where I've got all this stuff plugged in. It's right here on the very back. Now, of course, we're in the pitch black, but I want you to see this. This is where we have 6 AC outlets. Remember what I said at the beginning. 90% of your home appliances, Adam, can be powered by this power station at only 30 pounds. When this reaches 0%, we're not having to sit and wonder, where am I going to go to get gas? Now we can sit there and say, let's take that solar panel out. In 4 to 8 hours with 400 watts of solar, we can recharge this from 0 to 100%. If you have a gas generator, great. Conserve that gasoline. Use your generator in that gas to recharge your power station in a little over an hour and a half, and then let your power station power nearly everything else inside of your home.
I mean, when you look at it and you see all the things that, it does and it can do, it's amazing because this technology just didn't exist a decade ago, and now it's here, and thank God for it. Those of us that live in a condo, we could never have a generator. You can have a generator inside the condo or on the outside balcony. Now we can have our own power source. I also want to let you know, folks, and I'm thrilled to share this with you, with the bundle, I was just informed, you don't just get the solar panel and the outlet multiplier. We are even including, and it's right here, the deluxe bag from EcoFlow. So when you're not using it, it can sit in there, it can be stored in there. Again, this can be portable power. You might use this tailgating, you might use this camping, you might use this at the beach, but this is something else that's normally $50 to $60 to $70. We will include that as well. Every order so far, virtually, over 95%, that have been placed are in the bundle because, the value is, it's $100 more, but you're getting $700 nearly of added value to it. I also was handed some information that is devastating to see. In Georgia, nearly 400,000 people, I believe, are still without power. In South Carolina, beautiful South and North Carolina, nearly 1 million people are still without power. I mean, it's a very real issue, and when power goes, it's devastating. Well, when the power goes out for 10 minutes, you're looking at your watch, when's it going to come back on? You go to the window, what's happening down the road at the neighbor's house? How can I live without Wi-Fi for another 30 minutes? And then you start to really think when it becomes half an hour or an hour or 2 or 10 or a whole day, well, all those things that I rely on, that nebulizer, that CPAP machine, the medication that needs to be refrigerated. We had a lady call in, I'll never forget it, Justin knows as well, she was reliant on a scooter and she needed that scooter charging regularly. What happens if there's no power? How does she get around? Everything needs power, and EcoFlow is there for you when you need that power. If you are ordering, we see you, we do have these in stock. A lot of companies have sold out. Justin, HSN, and EcoFlow have a partnership that is now very, very strong because we were the launch retailer of EcoFlow.
We are, and we continue to be one of their #1 partners right here. We're very proud to say that, and we're very proud because of that relationship. In these types of moments, we're able to get these types of values and be able to pull from other retailers so that we can create it specifically for you, our HSN customer. When we talk about being able to use this, it's the fact that you are confident that you can use it. It's not something that you feel intimidated by. When this is inside your home, there's no fear, either if it's in your home and or outside of your home. When everything has been stripped away, and the people that I've had the conversations with, family and friends, you rely and you fall back on those things that are important. It's our health and it's our family. How are you protecting your health and your family right now? You need power. It is that power line. I want to show you this, whether it's medical devices or the rest of the things that we have inside of our kitchen, which will then move to the medical devices. Remember, one touch of a button. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. And now my light, my fan, my induction burner, and my microwave, and not just that, also my full-size refrigerator is now powered up by my Delta 1300. Cold water, cold food.
Yes.
When we talk about losing power, it's also when's the power going to come back on? Can you imagine being out of power for a day? Can you imagine being out of power for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days? I've been out of power for 2 weeks at a time. You think that it's not going to be me, and then it happens. Don't be reactive, be proactive. So in these types of situations, as I mentioned at the very beginning, you need to make sure that, you know what? I want to be ready. I want to be prepared. I don't want to be scared in these types of situations. Light, fan, full-size refrigerator. I want to come over here to the microwave because now, not only are you having cold food, now you're going to have hot food. Now you can use that induction burner and say, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and cook something really quickly. Let's heat something up. Do we have any mac and cheese? Do we have any soup? I haven't unplugged a thing. That's why when we talk about it has 6 AC outlets on the back, it's not, we just still mention that on a whim. It's because I'm not unplugging to plug things in. We've made that even better now because in the bundle, you have that power strip that gives you even more outlets to plug things in for your convenience. Whether you use it in conjunction with your power station or not, now you have convenience by your bed, by your desk, wherever you decide to have more outlets. But think about what I'm doing right now. I'm using a full-size microwave. This isn't a small one. This is a very large microwave with a very large refrigerator with a light and a fan. Can you do that right now? Adam mentioned it. If you live in an apartment or condo, you are out of options. This is your #1 option. It's not just the #1 option here at HSN, but remember, #1 brand when it comes to power stations and solar generators right here in the United States.
As we've lived through over the past week, it is devastating and scary and even more horrendous when you're alone. You know, we think certainly of all the folks out there who maybe live by themselves, like my mom does back in England, who don't have that other person there who they can lean on or rely on, right? It's nice to have somebody there in the face of an emergency to offer that support. If you are alone and by yourself, what EcoFlow is able to do, as it has now done for so many people, is offer that support. Because if you don't have power, you go here. If you don't have power, you don't worry, you go here. When things go dark and we don't have anything working, you just get the light and you plug it in. Or you get the heater and you plug it in. You get whatever you need, plug it in. So that's what EcoFlow has done. It's helped to empower people, whether it's supporting a full family of, 3, 4, or 5, whatever it may be, or whether it's just somebody at home alone that's looking for a solution that doesn't have that extra person there to help them through the face of an emergency. And that is the reality. Although Justin and I, and Justin with all of our hosts, has talked about this regularly, it's just always omnipresent. There's always something, sadly, that's there in front of us. If we're prepared, we're a lot better off, right? It's never good, but if we're prepared, we're a lot better off. Knowing that you've got this is better than knowing you don't have this. And when you do have this at home, you're good to go. It's a weight that's lifted off your mind. If you are just joining us, obviously we're excited to share something so powerful and important at this time. And I say excited because the team here at HSN, and we're proud of this, have lowered the price to the lowest price ever in support of the situation that we have been through. So if you want one of these, we can tell you it's never been lower. We're at $529, and this is for the Delta 1300 as well. This isn't the teeny tiny one. This is the Delta 1300. If you want the bundle, it's $629, so just $100 more. Justin, we're so used to this now, but there's a lot of folks that are maybe watching for the first time. Could you try and explain why the bundle, which includes the solar panel, the expander, and the bag, why is the bundle the best bet?
Yeah, I always say, we talk about value. Of course, you're gonna look at that and you're say, wow, okay, I understand. The solar panel being well over $300, I can get it for $100, that's one thing. Why do you want it? Outside of saving money, it's saving yourself. Because now when you have in conjunction your solar panel with your power station, you have a way, no matter where you are, to be able to recharge your power station and not be reliant on gasoline. Gasoline is that one thing, again, right now, where thousands of people don't have access. So now I've got a generator I can't use. I was able to use it, and now I'm out of gas. What do? If you want to make sure that you continually have a way to recharge and power your life, then you want to have a solar panel. And although we offer, of course, the bundle with the solar panel, you can pick up more solar panels. In fact, this power station can take 400 watts of total solar. So now, not only do I have a way of being independent and reliant on, of course, the sun now to recharge my power station, but with the conjunction of them together, I've got a solar generator, meaning if my power station's at 100% and I want to be able to run a fan during the day, with my solar panel out, now I can use the solar panel to power my fan because it's 110 watts. Now I'm harnessing the power of the sun to power all the different things that I've got plugged into my power station. Why do you want it? That's the lifeline right there. This is going to reach 0% eventually. How are you going to recharge this if you are still out of power? You now have a way to do that with your solar panel. It's about options. It's about alternatives. you need to have an option.
Yeah.
When the gas is no longer an option,
Yeah.
well, what do?
Yeah.
You want to make sure that, okay, well, all right, we can check that off the list, but now I've got the sun to be able to recharge it as well. Remember, we're not anti-gasoline.
No.
We are pro-alternatives and options. Is this a cleaner option? Yes. Is that a stark difference from a gas generator? Of course. If you already own one, still use the generator. Recharge your power station. Let this do the work. Conserve your gasoline. And then remember, when you do run out of gas, you're not running out of power because you do have the solar panel.
And you know, you can't ignore the fact that typically when we think about gas generators, we're talking perhaps thousands of dollars. I mean, they can be very, very expensive and therefore price prohibitive, so we don't do it, so we don't even have that. So when you look at this at, you know, $629.99, it's a fraction of the cost of what you can spend on a traditional gas generator. So that's an exciting alternative. You know, maybe this is for your son and daughter-in-law that just moved into their home, or maybe this is for mom and dad, you want to send one of these to them. You know, alleviating that worry that we won't be able to power important things in our home. The laptop, the television, the internet, how will it all work if the power goes out? This will power it for you, and it will power it for hours and hours and hours. We have about 25 minutes left. And again, this price is temporary. HSN lowered the price based on all the events that have been going on over the past week to make this more affordable than it has ever been, so folks can get this and feel good about it. I also should make mention, because it is a valuable point, if you order this today, you have our extended return policy. So you have all of October, all of November, all of December, and all of January. If by the end of January you decide that you don't want it for whatever reason, you can return it to us for a full refund of the purchase price. It's that extra peace of mind that might just help you make that decision. Obviously, FlexPay is the way to go. I can send you the EcoFlow right now for $106 with free shipping. $106 with free shipping. The bundle, which is accounting for now more than 95% of all the orders, which includes the solar panel, the socket multiplier, and the deluxe bag at the side here, which helps protect it. That can be yours delivered for $126 on FlexPay, so that's a really affordable way to do it as well. Just a quick reminder, in 25 minutes, we are going to be unveiling my special delivery. An amazing 5-year anniversary will come to a culmination in 25 minutes from now. That's at 11 East Coast time. One of the benefits of EcoFlow is that it is portable. And Justin, that means we might have just been having some food in the kitchen, but now it might be time to go to bed. I can pick this up, lift this up, and take it to whichever room I want to go.
You know, I was just sitting here and I'm thinking, I've got this sitting on my lap. You know, you would never do that with a generator.
No.
I'm never putting a generator on my lap unless I fell backwards and it fell on me.
Right.
This is the difference. It is the portability. Being 30 pounds, as we mentioned at the very beginning, this is why I love that we picked the Delta 1300, especially this bundle that really gives you everything that you need off the bat. Is that it's that middle ground. It's that Goldilocks size. It is that perfect spot where if you're trying to decide, do I, you know, of course, when it comes to value, which way do I want to go? I want to start right in the middle. Whether you've seen EcoFlow before or not, this has been our flagship model for years for that exact reason. It's the power, it's the size, it's the portability, still being able to power 90% of your home appliances. That can sit right here in your house and on your lap. Let me emphasize the one point right there, which is in your house and possibly even just right next to your bed. You know, this is also considered an EPS, an emergency power source. We talk about being reliant on medical devices. Is it oxygen? Is it dialysis? Is it CPAP? Is it in these types of situations where you're saying, you know what?